over.
Absolutely. And now it's very difficult for them to just go home with like empty hands, basically, because their parents or their family relatives or whatever, they also help them to get that money to to pay these people and then cross the Mediterranean.
Riadh Sidaoui.
I explained this tragedy by the absence of the welfare state in Tunisia. That's the problem. And this is the first cause of the revolution in Tunisia, the absence of the welfare state. When the student finishes his studies, what we can do? He has not salary, he has not chômage, he has not social aid helpful, so he has no solution. Sometimes Islamist movement takes the role of the state and play a role as a welfare state. And this is the cause of the Tunisian revolution, and I think this is the solution also for the Tunisian people. Now we must think seriously about the welfare state like Europa, like France, like Switzerland, like Belgium.
And remind the motto during the revolutionary protest. I mean, it was about شغل الحرية وكرامة وطنية, which means getting jobs, liberties, and national dignity. So
Jobs is first on that list.
And jobs was first on the list. Yeah, exactly.
All right, and we were mentioning also just before the break, Amel Boubacar, about women.
Yeah.
Half of the candidates are female, and we saw that in some places there's a bit of reticence when it comes to voting for female candidates. 90% of the lists, in fact, have men at the top of the list. Your thoughts on how the rest of the Arab world is going to see this gender equality experiment?
Well, I think that there were already a lot of women for other reasons, mainly clientelistic reasons, within the RCD before the fall of Ben
Ali's party.
Yeah. So, and I think it's a major step for Tunisia at an institutional level, and that may be inspiring for other Arab countries to claim total mixity on the list and a total balance between men and female candidates. That's one thing. But now on the ground, we have seen also that in Tunisia, not all women are in position to be elected. So I think that has to be really a voluntary gesture from the parties, from the future elected representatives, to really impose a perfect gender balance. But of course, I'm not in favor of the argument of it's going to be difficult for the society to acclimate to female candidates on the list and so on, and it has been the case before. It's just about now making the difference between this new step, which is a major step indeed, and the reality of the ground, where, as I said, we may not have all these women who come first on the electoral list.
Quota before, huh? There's 30% basically of the
seats in parliament.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Right. Riadh Sidaoui, I wanted to get your reaction, because before the break we saw that report when there was that market seller who didn't want to. He said, "I'll speak to you," to the female candidate, but I don't want to look at you.
Yeah.
How typical is that?
For the woman?
No, for the man.
Yes.
How typical is it to have men who refuse to look at female candidates?
Yeah, we find sure.
Maybe it's because people are not used to discuss politics directly with their representatives. I mean, at the end of the